Is Tiffany Haddish gone broke because she got blacklisted and thrown out of Hollywood after her very disturbing past got exposed? Well, the streets are saying that Tiffany's career is over and she could say goodbye to her lavish lifestyle because it's over and there's no redemption for her whatsoever. But what does Tiffany have to say about this? Does she believe that she is being forced out of Hollywood?
Because it's behind you now, but like, is that something?
Oh, I lost everything.
Like,
all my gigs gone.
Really?
Everything gone.
So. I mean, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is that's a bad look. But now that they changed face, you know, you feel like you regain your.
I don't have no job.
Now, we all know celebrities getting canceled for doing problematic things have always been a thing, but it isn't every day that they get canceled and lose everything. They usually get dragged for a few days and people just forget and move on. But it seems like Tiffany is nowhere close to enjoying that kind of treatment because it looks like it's really over for her. Well, in case you somehow missed it, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears came under a lot of heat a few months ago when they got slapped with a lawsuit for SAing two siblings back in 2013 when they were still minors. The siblings who have decided to keep their identity anonymous go by the name Jane and John Doe. Jane, who is now 22 years old, and the representative of her brother in this lawsuit was just 14 at the time of the SA, while John, who is now 15, was just 7 years old at the time. According to official court documents, Tiffany was really close to their mother. She reportedly used to check up on them from time to time and even called in every Christmas. Jane and John even called her auntie Tiffany every time she would pop by. That's how close she was to them. And just like most teenagers, Jane wanted to do something cool on TV. Tiffany took this as an opportunity by lying to their mother that she had a role for Jane in her own commercial, when in reality it was for something entirely inappropriate. Jane and her mother were completely in the dark about what the supposed commercial was really going to be about, but still trusted Tiffany since she had been close to the family for years. According to the lawsuit, when Jane arrived at the set of the supposed commercial, Tiffany and Aries made her watch a video of two girls arguing over a Subway sandwich before eventually eating it. But it quickly went from them just eating a sandwich to moaning and making noises as they both ate the sandwich in a manner that simulated the act of you-know-what. Tiffany and Aries then went on to tell Jane to mimic what she had seen on the screen, including the noises precisely like what she heard throughout the video. At this point, Jane was clearly super uncomfortable and wanted nothing more than to get the heck away from there. Tiffany then took it upon herself to explain to Jane how to perform including all the moaning noises and everything you can possibly think of. Do you realize how sick and twisted someone have to be for them to put a child through something like this? In a candid interview with the Daily Beast, Jane opened up about exactly what was going on through her mind when Tiffany put her through this extremely traumatic experience. I knew 100% what they wanted out of me. I tried to mimic what they wanted me to mimic, but it still came out just super uncomfortable. I knew when I left the booth that I didn't complete what they wanted me to do. Jane also revealed that she was scared to tell her mom what happened and just kept everything to herself. I didn't confide in my mom. I didn't confide in anybody else about how weird I felt at the moment. But it looks like Tiffany took Jane's silence as a sign of approval, because just a year later, Tiffany showed up again to her house and lied to their mother once again about having a role for Jane's younger brother, John, in a Nickelodeon TV show. Instead, he ended up in a creepy skit on the site Funny or Die titled The Mind of a Pedophile. But Jane did not allow her brother to go alone because she suspected Tiffany would try to do the same thing she did to her to John. And guess what? Jane was right. Jane revealed that as soon as she and John got to the set of the shoot, Tiffany became very mean and started to scream at her for no reason. It was like a whole 180 almost, she told the Daily Beast. Tiffany had never been mean to me, never raised her voice to me until this point. But this was just the start of this horrible experience. Tiffany forced Jane to sit downstairs while she took John upstairs to film. The video has since been deleted from the Funny or Die website, but the Daily Beast reviewed the video before it was wiped off the internet, and the details were very disturbing to say the least. The video featured John in underwear. Aries then sprays baby oil on John's back and massages it into his shoulders. In another scene, Aries can be seen smoking while watching John take his bath. But it doesn't end there. At the end of the video, there's a text on the screen that read, "Watch who you leave your kids with." I really don't know why Tiffany or Aries thought this was funny. There is nothing funny about this, and I'm surprised Tiffany and Aries didn't get called out for this years ago. ago. Jane also revealed John was scared and exhausted when he came downstairs. He was red in the face, crying his eyes out, just bawling out in tears. And I'm immediately scared because I don't know what happened to him. As soon as this very disturbing information hit the internet, Tiffany got dragged on social media and got dropped from every major brand deal. This was shocking to a lot of people because they did not expect this from Tiffany. Her lawyer, Andrew Bretler, denied the allegations and claimed it never happened during an interview with USA Today. Plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Ms. Haddish for several years. Every attorney who has initially taken on her case, and there were several, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Ms. Haddish would not be shaken down. People felt this response was super insensitive and dismissive and dragged Tiffany. She ended up releasing another statement admitting to her involvement and properly addressed the allegations. I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there's an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, and I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. She continued, I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. But this is where things get even more shady because just before the case was set to go to court, it was suddenly dismissed and a statement was released by Jane to TMZ that read, my family and I have known Tiffany Haddish for many years, and we now know that she would never harm me or my brother or help anyone else do anything that could harm us. We wish Tiffany the best and are glad that we can all put this behind us. A lot of people did not buy this and believe Tiffany paid Jane off so these allegations would go away. Now, if y'all know anything about Hollywood, then you know things like this usually happen. Someone makes a big allegation, then all of a sudden retracts their statement and we never hear from them again. However, don't get it twisted because the fact that the accusations were dismissed does not mean Tiffany was in the clear. She is still heavily blackballed and no one wants nothing to do with her. She even admitted this during an exclusive interview with TMZ where she revealed she was jobless and had no idea what her career was going to be like from this point forward.
Because it's behind you now, but like, is that something?
Oh, I lost everything.
Like,
all my gigs gone.
Really?
Everything gone.
So I mean, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a bad look. But now that they've changed space, you know,
I
you
don't
feel
know,
like
bro.
you regain your.
I don't have no job.
However, Tiffany is expected to star in 2 other movies which will be released later this year, but that is only because they were filmed way before the allegations came out. Fans took to social media to drag Tiffany and Aries for participating in something so disgusting. One person said, babies and children are off limits, period. Cancel her and blacklist her. Put Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears in jail. Another person also stepped in and said, nothing she does will repair her image or career. It's over for her. Once you kids, it's game over. And as for Aries, he was not spared from the backlash either. He has also lost most of his stand-up comedy gigs and brand affiliations and is currently scrambling to clean up his tarnished image. But now I want to know what your thoughts are. What do you think about Tiffany getting blacklisted and losing her job? Do you think she'll ever recover from this, or is this really the end for her? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.